All right, today we're going to talk about the seemingly healthy habits that just might be keeping your metabolism stuck in your midlife. And you're going to be listening to all the equipment on the farm because I just don't want to be inside. So, what if the habits that you're most proud of are really the habits that are keeping you stuck? Like the excess of cardio you push through, the calories you count, the macros you count, the healthy foods that you choose that you think are healthy, and maybe they're not. Maybe they're not for you. The handful of supplements that you take every morning, and they're just the random supplements, and the things you've been told you should be doing, but somebody said they worked for them, but they might not work for you. I've spent lots and lots of time reading, researching, listening to doctors and metabolic health experts, and learning about what actually is happening in our bodies in midlife as women especially. And the more I learn about metabolism and insulin resistance, blood sugar balance, muscles, hormones, healthy aging, the more I realize that more effort isn't always the answer. Sometimes we just need a better strategy. So let's talk about some of the habits that might look healthy on the surface, but could really be worth rethinking if you're a woman in midlife and wondering why your body's not responding like it used to. All right, the first one we're going to talk about is too much cardio, not enough strength training. I can't express this enough. If most of your exercise is walking, jogging, running, biking, getting on the elliptical, whatever cardio you do, you might be missing one of the most important pieces of your metabolism, and that's your muscle. Because muscle is one of the major places your body uses glucose. And as we move through midlife, maintaining muscle becomes so increasingly important. Now, before you jump on me, I did not say cardio is bad. I walk every day. I love walking with my weighted vest. It's great. But if you're doing tons of cardio and very little or no resistance training, don't automatically assume the answer to getting unstuck is doing more cardio. Start lifting. Use dumbbells. Start low, but try to move up. We don't want to be lifting pink 2-pound dumbbells all our lives. Use resistance bands or do some body weight exercises. Like I'm still trying to pump out push-ups, and I'm only at 11 right now, regular push-ups. Okay, but you don't need to be a bodybuilder. You don't need to, lift 50 pounds at a time. But if you want to support your midlife metabolism, strength training needs to be part of that conversation. All right, the second one I'm going to talk about is counting calories and macros instead of prioritizing protein. And yes, protein is a macro. And we've been taught for years that weight loss is simply calories in and calories out. But your body is not a calculator, because two foods can have the exact same calories and have very different effects on hunger, blood sugar, digestion, and your muscle. So one of the biggest changes I've made is shifting my focus from how few calories can I eat to am I getting enough protein, healthy fats, and carbs on my plate. Protein becomes especially important during midlife because maintaining muscle is such a critical part of healthy aging and metabolic health. So at your next meal, instead of starting with how many calories is this, start with the protein. Protein first. Then add your vegetables, your healthy fats, your carbs based on what works for you, because what works for you isn't going to be working the same as for me. All right. The other part about protein, the next one is don't assume that all protein is equal. That really caught my attention when I started digging into the research, because protein matters, but so does the source. Different protein sources have different amino acid profiles and different levels of digestibility and bioavailability to your body. It's just a lot of mouthful of words. I'm not saying you can't eat plant protein. I believe plants belong on your plate. But if you're in midlife and you're trying to maintain or build muscle, you want to make sure you're getting enough of the high quality, complete amino acid profile proteins. Things like eggs, fish, chicken, beef, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, things like that are really important. And yes, a quality protein powder can be a convenient tool when you need it. I use one. I'm going to drop the link below to the one I use because I think it's one of the best out there. It's delicious and it can help fill in the gaps. But don't let that scoop of protein powder become the only protein you eat all day. The goal is making protein a consistent part of each of your meals. Don't start the day out with sugary breakfast cereal or fruit. You need the protein right away. All right, I'm going to skip this one right now because I want to talk to you more about supplements. And I am one who loves her supplements. The supplements I take are third-party tested, top-notch, totally believe in these supplements and the difference they've made in my health. But there are so many people out there who are just like having random supplements, like supplement from here, supplement from there. I heard this was good, so I'm gonna throw it in. You haven't even checked out what they come from. So I'm going to make another post about that, and I will update you on that, and I will dig into supplements really soon. All right. So the last one is, I guess, net carbs. I will probably talk about, net carbs. Net carbs, because net carbs and carbs in your food are just really different. And you need to make sure that you're eating real foods and you're eating things that are worth it and they're not processed. So we can get ourselves into trouble with packaged foods because they might say on the package, low net carbs, keto friendly, high fiber, lots of protein. Protein has been added to everything lately because they know that sells. People are looking for protein, and we automatically assume it's going to be great for us and great for our metabolism, and it's going to do what the package says. It's just great marketing. All right? Processed foods affect your body differently than whole, minimally processed food. So products might contain added fibers. They might have sugar alcohols and fake sugars and other highly processed ingredients that affect everybody a little bit differently. So if you're struggling with blood sugar balance or insulin resistance, I think it's really worth paying attention to how your body responds rather than just trusting that number on the front of the package, that marketing. So instead of reaching for another low-carb packaged food, can I eat real food? Can I get berries with some yogurt? A vegetable with something alongside of it. Maybe you want to eat an avocado and a boiled egg, some Greek yogurt, some chicken, something that looks like real food. Apple with nut butter. Okay, so I want you to really think about that protein bar that you're eating and be very, very, very careful with it, because we've been told it's good and they're going to market it as it's been really good. So, okay, and the last thing I'm going to tell you is we shouldn't assume what worked for us years ago when we were in our teens, in our 20s, and even in the early 30s. We shouldn't assume it's going to work the same today for us, and that's got to be a huge mindset shift for all of us. Hormones change, muscle mass changes, stress changes, sleep changes, what your responsibilities are in your life changes, your activity level might really change, and the way your body is going to respond to different foods can change too. So if you're doing exactly what you did years ago and wondering why it's not working, maybe you aren't broken. Maybe the strategy you're using needs to change. So instead of saying, what's the next diet I need to try? Start asking, what's my body need at this stage of my life? What's important? And that's the question I ask myself all the time, and I'm always learning about every single day. What should you actually do? Don't try to overhaul your entire life tomorrow. Just pick one of the things I talked about. Like if you're doing tons of cardio but no strength training, add in a strength workout this week. If you're obsessing over calories, start prioritizing your protein. If you're relying on a lot of low carb packaged foods, swap a few of those for real food. Just so many easy ways. If you're not moving at all, start with a walk. Start with lightweight dumbbells. But get some resistance in there, you guys. It's super important. Midlife isn't about doing more and more. It's about getting smarter. And although I'm not a doctor by any means, I'm just a woman in this health and wellness space. I've just become a little more obsessed and interested with learning about midlife metabolism. I wish I'd have known these things earlier. Blood sugar and how so many of us are blood sugar imbalanced big time. We're all knocking on insulin resistance's door, I tell you. But I read, research, and I take what I learn and I try to apply it here. So if you're a woman in midlife and you're interested in losing fat, improving your metabolism, balancing your blood sugar, building muscle and feeling better, subscribe to my channel because I've got a lot more coming. And I want you to follow me, and I want you to check out my Facebook page, my Facebook group. And I'd love to hear from you. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about all of this because we're all like navigating this ourselves without a whole lot of help from a lot of places. So drop your comments below because I'll always answer your questions or your comments. All right. Have a great day.